All right, so we're talking about transcutaneous vagal nerve stimulation with a TENS unit. We'll be sending you a document so you can get the details of how to purchase the units. We really like this TENS 7000 because it has multiple leads. You can actually use it for sore muscles and such, but it also has programmable settings, which are really nice. We'll talk through that at the end of this video. For our purposes, we're only using one of the wires. Each wire has 2 leads, so we're only using the one with the 2 leads. On the red clip, or on the red wire, is where we'll have the active part that will actually go on the ear clip, and the black wire will be plugged into an electrode pad that'll actually come with the device. Take the pad off and just slap it on your left shoulder. We're doing this as a means of waking up or activating your vagus nerve. It's a great way to help you when you're stressed out, if you're stuck in a fight or flight, if you have tummy issues such as constipation or diarrhea, or undigested pieces of food in your stool potentially. By waking up the vagus nerve and activating it, we'll actually get better downgoing peristalsis in the GI tract, meaning we'll have a more normal pulsing of the small muscles in our small intestine after we eat a meal. So it will help with digestion. Sometimes with patients who get a lot of heartburn after they eat, it's because you can't secrete enough stomach juices, stomach acids, and enzymes, and part of the issue can be that you're so stressed, your vagus nerve is not allowing that activation of those tissues along your GI tract. The vagus nerve goes everywhere. Vagus means to wander, like a vagabond. It comes out of your midbrain, cranial nerve 10, and it actually kind of goes right through that part of your neck down into your thoracic cavity. It goes to your heart. As part of slowing down your heart rate. It goes to your pancreas, it goes to your stomach and your GI tract, it goes to your lungs and keeps your lungs in a more resting state. So essentially anything you think of with the fight or flight response, the vagus nerve counters that with the rest and digest response. This is a great way to really activate this nerve if things like breathing and humming and gargling, some of the more basic vagal nerve exercises, if those haven't proven to be effective enough, the transcutaneous vagal nerve stimulation is a much more powerful device. One note I want to make, we're not messing with the right ear. We're really focusing on the left ear. And the reason for that is there are motor nerves from the right vagal nerve branch down to the heart, and they will actually have the effect of increasing your heart rate potentially. And obviously that's the opposite of what we're going for. So again, we're really focusing on the left side. Some of our patients have skin sensitivities and they're not able to use these electrodes because their skin just gets red and they can't handle it, or it gets itchy. And what we can do with that then is actually purchase 2 of these little ear clips, and I can help you with breaking it apart and actually gluing the half of 2 different ear clips together. And we would just take the second ear clip and plug the black wire into it, just like we're doing with the red wire here, and it'll become a double electrode wire that we'll just hook up to our ear. But I'm going to show you the standard way that most times patients will use this. So again, I've got my left lead, or my black lead, on my left shoulder. I'm just going to slap that right onto my skin, and that's kind of functioning as a ground. And then on the red wire, I'm going to take that, and my target is going to be kind of right here in this concha of my ear. So we're going to take the spongy part of the pad, which is where more of the electricity is going to be. This is kind of just the back part that holds it together. And I'm going to try to get it as far into that part of my ear canal as I can. Okay, it doesn't feel super bad. It's you're only going to keep it on for a little bit. And then the other thing is, I don't want you to be doing this for more than 20 minutes. We'll need to play with this a little bit and figure out when does it work best for you based on how you respond to it. We have some patients who are wired and tired and exhausted, and it'll give them a little bit of a pep in their step. So we could do the nerve stimulation around times where they need more focus. We have other patients who feel very relaxed after they do it, and they might struggle to sleep. So we would preferentially have them do it toward the end of the day before bed. A lot of times with our GI issues, we'll actually have you do it right before every meal for maybe 10 or 15 minutes or so. And again, the document that we'll send with this shows you how to set the device up, kind of shows you where to put it, and then talks about timing and frequency. one thing that we talk about a lot with patients is there's an adrenergic system and a cholinergic system. And with the adrenergic, we think of adrenaline and the fight or flight again. With the cholinergic, we think about acetylcholine as a main neurotransmitter as part of our normal communication in our resting nervous system. So sometimes as we're doing more cholinergic upregulation, we will burn more of those resources in our body. So this will be a good time to either really increase egg consumption or take a choline supplement such as liposomal GABA, which the encasement is a phosphatidylcholine, or even sometimes liposomal glutathione. The same thing, that encasement has phosphatidylcholine in it, simply to give us more substrate for the calming part of our nervous system based on the fact that we're using more of it. So I'm going to look here. So we like, again, this 10-7000, really cheap and affordable. I'm going to turn it on. And you really don't need to feel this much. Okay, it's not about buzzing your ear a lot. It's about getting the right pulse width and frequency. And what we're going to go to here is, let me see here. I want to do the mode. So I'm going to open this up. Mode is going to be normal. Okay, you can go through multi-modulation, SD1, I don't even know what that is, SD2, burst, and then normal. I just keep hitting the mode and I'm going to a normal there. I want my pulse width, which is going to be right here, to be 200. Okay, and the setting that it came on when I turned the device on was 300. So it's 200 right there. And then I'm going to do it for, say, 15 minutes. And there we go. So again, you have your pulse width at 200. I have my mode as normal. I set it. And now I'm going to just slowly start to turn this up until I feel it. Yeah, it feels interesting. So I'm just getting a little bit of buzzing right in that left ear there. And I'm going to turn it down to barely perceptible, and that's where I'm just going to live with it. Okay, so I'm getting just a slight activation of that vagus nerve. Powerful device, easy to do, and really good clinical outcomes for you if you're finding yourself in that fight or flight.